Good evening, America. Hello, Chicago. And what's up, West Side? This is P. Ray of Black Excellence Hour, a show for people with high self esteem. You could have been doing anything on this chilly Sunday evening, and you chose to come hang out with me today at Black Excellence Hour. And as always, I appreciate the company and the time. If you are watching live on the Facebook page, and that's at Black Excellence Hour, or on the Intellectual Radio YouTube page. Be sure to share the live. Share the live today. Today we are having a MAGA party. Yes, because it is time. It is time to vote. It's time to get on the business of the business, how we need to do it, and turn Chicago red. People thought that we were crazy when we said we're going to do this. Nobody's going to vote red. Chicago's a Democrat town. Nobody wants that. P. Ray, you're crazy. Have you all ever heard this story? I think it's Plato's allegory of the cave. So back in the day, people were living in these caves, the Europeans. And so they thought because they were only inside the cave, the shadows and the monsters and the birds, anything that they saw outside of the cave, they thought that those were evil spirits. So they were afraid to go outside of the cave because they didn't understand what it was. And then one day, somebody steps outside the cave and they see the sky blue. They see the sun and they see the trees and they see the birds and they see everything that makes the earth beautiful. And then they go back to the cave and they say, guys, I stepped outside the cave and the cave is not filled with security. Actually, this is a prison for us. All we got to do is step outside the cave and bam, you can experience Earth too. And you know what the people in the cave told them? You are crazy. You are mad. Shut up. Kill that person. We know that the evil exists outside the cave. So I'm here to ask you today, Chicago, America, anybody that can vote, and please don't try to vote if you are not a citizen, okay? That is a serious crime. But for those who are citizens, I ask you sincerely to pretty please, 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 please go vote and take 2 or 3 people with you because it is time to get on the business. We have been doing very good up until now, and we are going to continue to win. Before we do that, though, we got to get our dose of self-esteem. You know how that goes from the greatest president to ever do it. Now, there are a lot who have tried. Okay, we're on president number 46 right now. That means that there were 45 before that one. But there is one president in my lifetime, at least, who deserves the title of GOAT, greatest of all times. I'm talking about this man is so cold. He got Black supremacists and white supremacists fighting together to save America. Who would have ever thought it? I'm talking about all types of groups of people out there saying, no, we want Donald Trump. I'm going to play some of those people for you today. But there's only one man with the plan. They call him the boss. And the boss is Donald Trump. Let's roll tape. Oh, let's try that. There we go.
You're just starting to get real credit for
Let's
that.
do it again.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right? But through generations of blood, sweat, and tears, and you deserve a government that defends your interests, protects your families, and cares for our own citizens first. My administration is fighting with everyone and all our heart to reverse the pain inflicted by Democrat leaders and to deliver hope and opportunity and prosperity for all Americans, but for African American communities all throughout our land. And our agenda is lifting up citizens of every background, race, religion, color, and creed. But while we are fighting every day to build up our nation, the far left only wants to wreck, ruin, and destroy our nation.
All right. Shout out to the people on the Facebook page who said that they couldn't hear. I think I pulled it together. Yes. Okay. So till everybody come back, P Ray got the sound together. My bad on that. So let's hop straight to the show.
Straw.
Because we got a lot to talk about, and I want to spend the majority of the time today talking about MAGA. However, we got some local business to handle. Wednesday, I went up to City Hall. And I went up to City Hall because I wanted to get on the mic to talk about the budget before the mayor addressed the people on the budget, but I didn't get called. However, I went. So I had on my Chicago red shirt and my MAGA hat, and I'm up there. So me, Miss Jessica, Twan Sims, shout out to Twan Sims. Oh, who was that? Who else was with us? Oh, oh, I can see her face because she spoke. Begins with a C. It'll come back to me. I think her name was Charlene. Miss Charlene. Just a bunch of people who were up there with their own grievances. Oh, Sister Zakia. Shout out to Sister Zakia. Um, So we're all up there and people have their own little things that they want to talk about. So Brandon Johnson decided that he was going to make the main gallery ticket only. You had to have a wristband in order to sit on the main gallery. And then everybody else had to go up to the third floor. So we go up to the third floor and the first row is like blocked off. Except for this one section of the third floor balcony. And I'm like, what's this about? So then we sit in the front row. So then we're sitting in the front row and like we're standing up and the press, they're taking pictures of us and stuff. It was just like it's a really unique experience to have. I don't know. Anyway, let me keep going. So so I'm standing there and they began doing what they're doing, the prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, all the good stuff that we do. And then a woman got on the mic and said, Brandon Johnson, I voted for you. And then he ran away from the mic. I mean, ran away from the mic. And then everybody's like kind of standing there. So then Alderman Nugent comes up and then she's trying to like conduct the meeting so that, the mayor can go and get himself together in the back. But then the people in the balcony start screaming, bring him back, bring him back. So then she leaves the mic, the podium, and then they go and they fetch the mayor, and then they begin the public comments all over again. Now, then the people in the balcony are like, Mr. Mayor, you got to hear that woman who you walked off on. She gets to say her comment. So then he's like, okay, we're going to let this woman speak again. She's like, I don't even want to talk no more. So they like, ma'am, please just say your part. So she goes up and she says her part about her property. And then the mayor gives the budget address. Now, there are a couple of things I want to say before we discuss the budget address, and then we'll play a little bit of it as well. The mayor is not well. Okay. I saw with my own two eyes. I don't wish any ill will on the mayor of Chicago. He's not comfortable. When I watched him walk off that mic and then come back and then try to like adjust his body and then like find ways to like move energy out of himself, I don't know. It was just a very strange energy. And I don't want the man to like have a nervous breakdown, or I don't want anything to happen to like his organs and he be stressed or because of stress. So please, Lord, bless Brandon Johnson. So, with that being said, we've already sent him a blessing. Let me get back to what was said. At this speech, he talked about how he's going to raise property taxes by $300 million. Now, I told y'all this. I've been saying this from the beginning. Do y'all think I just be getting on this mic and just lying and making it up? Oh, that P. Ray, she just running her mouth. No, guys, this is like real life. Okay. This is real logic, real research, real everything. This is not a game whatsoever. If I tell you something, just know I just didn't pull it out the clear sky. And I knew that the property taxes would have to increase for the following reasons. One, we are losing businesses in our business districts. Everybody wants to leave because it's very difficult for merchants to hold on to their merchandise because the threshold for felony theft is $1,000. So people know if you can steal $999 worth of merchandise, then you will not go to jail in Cook County. So then there's no deterrence from people stealing. So merchants are closing. So that's crime. Cook County courts, and that's why you got to vote for Bob Fioretti for Cook County State's Attorney. It is very, 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 very important that we get Bob in office because we must make crime illegal again so that we can get our businesses back open and we can get our property taxes down. Number two, The reason that the property taxes are high is because of the illegals. The illegals cost money. Every day we got to feed them. We got to keep them warm. We got to keep them dry. We got to keep them safe. All that come with a bill. Every person you see come with an invoice. We cannot afford to continue to pay these invoices. So therefore, all of this falls on the property tax owner in the city of Chicago, which means that property taxes go up. That means mortgages go up. That means rent goes up. This is what they want you to vote for again. They want you to take this Chicago model and make it a national model so that they can tax everybody to feed the people who chose to skirt our immigration laws. Lord have mercy. I could go on and on about Brandon, but instead, let's listen to a couple of these crazy things. I mean, this does not make any sense. Let's go and rotate.
It is a hard pill to swallow and one of the hardest things to convince City Council of. Mayor Brandon Johnson proposing in his 2025 budget a $300 million property tax increase. He says that is the only way to bridge a budget gap that's nearing $1 billion.
It came down to either mass layoffs, curbing vital city services, or an increase in property taxes. I would certainly much rather tax the rich. But I did have to make the choice to increase our property taxes.
To balance that budget, Mayor Johnson proposes to, in part, increase property taxes by $300 million, get rid of over 700 full-time jobs that are currently vacant, 400 of which are positions within the Chicago Police Department. It's not clear how many are civilian and how many are sworn.
This is not the time for a substantial property tax increase.
When you're in a community and you're fighting and you come from a marginalized, already disinvested community, and to say, hey, residents, I'm going to raise your taxes, they're going to kill me.
The use of these private companies has helped mask from public view where the public dollars have flowed. What we didn't know until now is how much the property owners of the migrant shelters were earning. But thanks to a new lawsuit, we're being provided some more clarity. When we attempted to ask Mayor Brandon Johnson about this at the time, he said this.
Again, we're meeting you right where you are.
Were it not for this new lawsuit, the public would have no idea how much these property owners are earning.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.
We pressed the mayor about this last week and asked if he would consider adding the information to the city's website. He said this.
We have given an accurate account of how dollars have been spent.
That's it? Is there anything that would preclude your administration from sharing that level of detail?
There's no information that's been kept from you.
Johnson then reiterated talking points he's made before.
So that's the thing, y'all. They are willing to tax us into poverty to feed the illegals. And that's why it's got to be Chicago red, okay? You got to love yourself enough to know that it is time to move on. We're done. And it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel like you've betrayed anybody. You don't have to feel any kind of way. All you got to know is that you got to love yourself enough for you to move on. However, moving on, this is also what this open border is bringing us. Not only taxes and germs, but terrorism. So earlier this week, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, a Jewish man was walking down the street with his Jewish clothes on, you know, the hat and the curls. They say he was like an Orthodox Jewish man walking down the street. A Middle Eastern man came up to him randomly and shot him and killed him and started screaming, Allahu Akbar. Now, why does that matter, P. Ray? Why does that matter? Because last week I told y'all about the radicalization that was happening right here in the city of Chicago. I told you, this is not a game, Chicago. This is not a game. The reason that we know that this is 100% not a game, is because Al-Qaeda told us in 2021 that they were going to start launching lone wolf attacks. Now, this came out on July 29th, 2021. So this was actually 3 years ago. They said that Al-Qaeda's plan for open source jihad against the Chicago skyline. Now, they had this publication, it was high gloss and good, and they mailed it out to all of their followers and a video encouraging violent attacks on Americans by one person jihadists and lone wolf terrorists. They encouraged people to hit people with trucks. They also encouraged people to go up to people and stab them up. They said that the pickup truck is the ultimate mowing machine. And this was in their magazine called Inspire Magazine. Now, you also have to know that they have not called for lone wolf attacks since 2017. So they keep on calling for this. They said go to Chicago and do this. And now they in Chicago doing it. Now, again, all of this goes back to sanctuary city policy because we know that the border is open. So anybody who wants to get their lick back on the city of Chicago or on America as a whole can come to Chicago and get their lick back. Listen to what Brandon.
Hatred.
Wait, I'm
There's
sorry. So we got Brandon Johnson to eventually speak out on this because everybody knows that this is tied to the open border and terrorism, but he doesn't want to talk about it. So it took him a very long time to get it together. And this is what he had to say in Chicago. Roll tape.
Absolutely no place in Chicago for anti-Semitism. There's no place in our city for hatred directed towards our Jewish community. And now that the charges have been issued, I can speak in more specificity of the attack that took place that was clearly motivated by hatred. But hatred towards our Jewish community. It is not only heinous, it is wicked. And as the leader of this city, as a husband and as a father, it grieves me and it breaks my heart knowing that our Jewish community doesn't feel safe and secure in our beloved city. This is not just an attack against our beloved community of Jewish people. This was an attack against us as a city. And over the past several days, my administration has been in constant communication with the Chicago Police Department, the superintendent, the state's attorney's office, regarding this case. We followed all of the necessary steps to ensure that we could charge the individual with not only hate crime, but acts or an act of terror.
So now they're about to charge terrorism out of the Cook County courts. But my thing is, why didn't they call the FBI? He is not the only one up here to get his lick back like that. And we know that the Cook County State's Attorney does not have the capacity to investigate a terrorist cell that's being grown right here in the city of Chicago. Now, when they go down, just remember, P. Ray told you first. Moving on, because that's enough about Brandon Johnson. I just know that I want him to be better, but he just can't get better. And it's just like, Lord, have mercy. Moving on. Did y'all see Glorilla perform at Kamala's rally? Oh my God, they had Gloria Hallelujah up there shaking her little skinny cakes. She was there because we know that Vice President Kamala Harris has been actively using Black female rappers to bring their fan base to them. And Gloria Hallelujah got up there and she performed Yeah Glow. Listen to this and tell me if you think that this is appropriate for a rally. Talking about your future and my future and the tax dollars for everybody in the United States of America and the safety and security of the world. Listen to what they were talking about. Rotate.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no hitter, and no hitter ain't got.
Okay, I can't play it too long because I don't want us to get our audios cut. But we had Gloria Hallelujah Woods up there talking about it's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees because she ain't got no hitter and no hitter ain't got me. In the middle of an invasion. In the middle of high inflation, in the middle of World War III, right now at this very moment, she had Gloria Hallelujah up there telling us the time and weather. and they want us to come and vote for this. Lord have mercy, Jesus. However, there were some things talked about at these rallies that I do want to play for you. The first one, so wait, before we move on from that. So at these rallies, we've had so far Megan Thee Stallion, who got up there and twerked. We had Lizzo, who went up there and did her Lizzo thing. We had Cardi, who went up there. We had Glorilla, and then we had Sexy Red. Y'all know that I like me some Sexy. I used to like Sexy because I thought she was MAGA, and actually Sexy endorsed Donald Trump. She's one of the first ones to do it. Well, I guess Sexy got some money, and now Sexy took a picture with her booty to the camera and 2 voting stickers on her booty cheeks, and she said, I'm not gonna let no man tell us what to do with our coochies. Vote for Kamala." What? Sexy Red, you're the mother of 2 children. What are you talking about here? Like, you anyway, Democrat voters, that's what your money is going toward right now. They are using it to push Black rappers on Black people. That's what your Act Blue money went to. Moving on. I wanted to play for y'all boy Barack Obama, the whooping daddy. Y'all know he was sent to whoop you Negroes back on the plantation. They said, "Man, go get them Negroes back," and he came back to cuss y'all out, give y'all a good talking to. Well, that didn't work. So now he's back on the trail and he is pushing the message of Kamala. He thought too that being a magical Negro was going to sprinkle down on her. She was going to be a magical Negro too. And it did not go that well. Roll tape.
We have been through a lot over these last few years. We had a historic pandemic that wreaked havoc on communities and businesses and families. The disruptions from the pandemic caused price hikes that put a strain on family budgets. And even before the pandemic, a lot of Americans felt that no matter how hard they worked, treading water was the best they could do. So I understand why people are looking to shake things up. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you.
Kamala did what Kamala always.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Jesus. So Barack Obama said that he knows that y'all need a change, or we need a change. However, he doesn't think that it was going to be Donald Trump to bring that change. Now, these people are coming completely unhinged, okay? Completely unhinged. Listen to what Mark Cuban had to say about women like me and y'all. Rotate.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple.
So he said that Trump is never around strong, intelligent women. Women went crazy, and Kamala's campaign told him to shut his mouth publicly. Now, the reason that I mentioned all of that is because we went to the Trump rally last Friday. Shout out to Miss Cindy Werner, who is the second vice chair for the Milwaukee GOP. She hooked us up. She gave the Pledge of Allegiance. But before she gave the Pledge of Allegiance, y'all know what she said? Everybody sit back down. Mark Cuban said that Trump doesn't have strong, intelligent women around him, but that's a lie because we got good women working for MAGA, like P. Ray Easley of Chicago Red. Y'all stand up and give P. Ray a round of applause. And the people stood up and they clapped, y'all. Oh, it was so beautiful. And then she called out other women, and it was just a time had in MAGA land. I love going to MAGA rallies, y'all. It is just like next level unbelievable. And the whole venue was full. I'm talking about all the way to the rafters. And we got there early. And so when we got there early, it was empty. So I took a picture of the empty arena. We were like the second or third people in there, and we got to pick our seats and just have a good time. It was a time had in MAGA country. So shout out to MAGA land. With all that being said, my Donnie did his thing like he always does. And then his mic doesn't work. And then he was cussing the people out. I'm talking about like really cussing them out. Like, I paid them. Now, see, now if I don't pay them for these mics, then they'll say, oh, Trump's a bad person. He doesn't pay his bills. But look at these BS mics. But then he wasn't saying BS. He was actually cussing. He like a pow-pow. I'm telling you, he is such a vibe. And that's why I know that we are about to win. I said all of that to say that. So today is the MAGA show. I want you to give me a call, 773-345-9977, and tell me why you are getting ready to vote for Donald Trump. Let's take our first caller. Welcome to Black Excellence Hour.
Well, recall Brandon.
Recall Brandon.
That's right. I voted for Trump. I'm also an election judge in Kane County, so I have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning till the poll closed. So I had to vote early to make sure my vote got counted. Also out in Kane County, if you have any listeners out this way, all the judges should be retained except one, a guy named Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan was a state senator, and he was horrible. He was actually in my office years ago, and with Randy Ramey, when Randy Ramey was in the assembly, I tried to show him all the problems with commercial property in and around Cook County, because where I'm at, Cook County is part of Bartlett's in Cook County, parts in DuPage, and parts in Kane. And of course, the Cook County side, you know, because of commercial property taxes, there's a lot of buildings were vacant and torn down. They have to be converted to either parking lots or, you know, into other uses that aren't commercial use. But he didn't have a clue. But anyways, I think Trump is doing pretty good. There's a little bit of speculation concern that perhaps if Pennsylvania doesn't get settled soon, like within like that night or something, Tuesday, that could give them time to try to skewer the vote, you know, somehow cheat, you know, if you will. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. But I think if all these other states do so well, hopefully they will, I think we're not going to have to worry about Pennsylvania.
I think not only are we going to get Pennsylvania, but I also think we're going to get Illinois. I'm telling you, I can feel it in my bones. I'm getting like some really good intel. I actually got some intel out of Cook County Jail. They said that everybody at Cook County Jail voted for Trump. It was like a group move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, on Urban Talk Radio today, they had Fioretti on, and a lot of people, even our hardcore Democrats, you know, like what's his name? Well, people that call in, you used to call in your show. A lot of them said, I voted for Kamala, but they voted for Fioretti. So that was interesting to hear that.
So, I mean, at least that we're still going red. So Fioretti gets it. That's still Chicago red. We flipped the city.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's coming. But I think that a lot of people are voting for Trump. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's right. Because with Burke, she's got a lot of bad press, apparently, with some prosecution of some 11-year-old kid or something like that. I'm not sure all the details. But also, I brought the the word lawfare, because, you know, Donald Trump, you know, they want to say, oh, Trump's an adjudicated rapist. Well, you know, if you go back and look, they actually changed the law to change the statute of limitations, you know, so they can go back and, you know, counter sue him, so to speak. And the DNC spent like $2 million to hire these attorneys to go after Trump. You know, but it's just awful. So I said, you know, this lady Burke, who, you know, if she gets in, she might want to do lawfare to people that want to, you know, use their First Amendment rights to protest abortion clinics and things like this. She said so as much publicly, you know, and that's just, I think a lot of people are seeing that.
Well, I feel great about Tuesday. I feel positive about it. And I just feel like we are about to do something very monumental.
Well, I certainly hope that's the case. And I know you've put a lot of energy into it, and you got some good comments today on the other station you were in earlier. So.
Oh, what they say?
Well, just the guy said that you've brought a lot of attention to the good side of the aisle, and you're raising a lot of attention. It was a good compliment to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was at the closing end, at the end of the hour.
I appreciate that, guy. I'm glad people can see the effort.
Well, you're the P-Ray. You're the dynamic lady from Austin.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
Good show.
Hey, bye-bye.
Yeah.
773-345-9977, 773-345-9977. Let's take another call. Welcome to Black Excellence Hour.
Hi, P-Ray. This is Dennis the Gun Guy.
Hey, Dennis
Let's
the
go
Gun.
Red.
Let's go Red. Chicago Red. Go Red.
That's right. That's right. So, let me see. Let me start with Brandon Johnson. I mean, he's beyond the word clueless. So, somebody attacked and killed a Jewish. So now he's going to try to sweep this case under a local level instead of taking this giving it to the FBI, because that's a hate crime act for him. So why is he not doing this? Is it because he's trying to keep things under the rug to trying to prove a point to everybody? So if he say he don't want nothing happen to the Jewish community, what about the shooting and the crime that's been going on in the Black community?
I don't know.
This is a point I'm making, Ralph. So it's time to put the fear of God into Brandon Johnson and his crony, because hopefully City Hall don't pass that $300 million tax hike.
Wait, hold on, Dennis. Hold on. I want to play something. I just found this video. To your point, I just want to play this while you're talking, while I'm thinking about it. This is what Brandon said when he was lying to the people. I told y'all he was lying the whole time. I was like, y'all, this is a farce. Don't do this, please. Not that I was a Paul Vallis fan either, okay? Because we know that we don't get down with Paul. I said, let's go with Willie Wilson. He said, first come first. We gonna be on as American people, but no, people don't like how he talk. He needs to do something about why he talk. Nah. But Willie Wilson signs the front of his check. You sign the back of your check. So maybe you should talk like Willie Wilson so you can sign the front of your check too. I digress. Let's listen to Brandon Johnson lie to the people. Roll tape.
Under a Johnson administration, I'm not raising property taxes. Well, so I'm not going to raise property taxes. That's been the lazy form of governance for a very long time in the city of Chicago and, quite frankly, around the country. We have to make sure that we're not raising revenue off the backs of working people. And that's why I'm the only candidate who's committed to not raising property taxes. Communities have been hit hard because the property taxes continue to go up. And that's why I'm committed to making sure that we're not raising property taxes to keep families in the city of Chicago. So in order to actually fix our economy, we have to eliminate the structural deficit. We get to make up to $1 billion of new investments so that we can save lives, the programs that are needed to do that. And we do it without raising property taxes.
So we just heard him say over and over again he wasn't going to raise property taxes. That's the point I wanted to make. Go ahead, Dennis.
So right now he's lying. So maybe we need to bring that up to his attention during the next City Hall meeting. Remember what you say, Brandon? You remember what you said? Let me play this tape, what you did say. Now, is this Brandon Johnson today or back then when he was running for mayor?
Well, I knew he was lying because there's no way that you were not going to be able to raise property taxes. I mean, that he was going to get around raising property taxes. Based on his platform, that was nothing but taxes. I'm like, y'all, all of this stuff costs money. Taxes. Y'all don't vote for this. This going to bankrupt the city. What they say to me, Dennis, I'm a hater. I'm hating on the Black man. Yeah. I don't want to support the Black man from the Austin community. I ought to be shame of myself because both of us from Austin, and all we trying to do is get some advocacy for the Austin community. And I said, no, y'all, this is a tax grab. And look.
Now everybody boo-hoo whining and playing right now. And see, P-Ray, you the true person from Austin. He's the suburban Austin. That's the difference now. Now, what I'm doing right now, since these terrorists is coming to Chicago and trying to attack some of us and stuff, and you know us Black folks, we don't play that game. So right now, I'm cleaning and ordering my gun just in case. Just in case. They try something. Hollow points hurt like hell.
I know that's right.
So as far as they had, who is it? Mega the Stallion, Gorilla. Is that Gorilla or Glorilla?
Glorilla. Her name like Gloria.
Okay. I'm still into Salt and Pepper. And you had Cardi B. So you had these former strippers
who's doing who's over here promoting things for Kamala Harris. But isn't that the same women the black women who want us to respect them as black queens? So those are queens. So now you got three strippers who performing and one who's running for president. So when Donald Trump wins, I'm gonna say this right now, they either gonna get 3 jobs: work for OnlyFans, the Player Club, and I guarantee you, Subway is hiring too. So those are 3 jobs they could get.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
773-345-9977. 773-345-9977. Give us a call and tell us why you are voting for MAGA this go round. You don't have to say your name. You could just tell us why. Because I know what we own, and we are on the business of the business. Now, I also think that it's very crazy that they never really wanted to poll us. They never wanted us to be to get the real life story of what's happening in Chicago going on, and they were doing this on purpose. I'm telling you, it's because MAGA got swag. Have y'all heard the Trump Beyonce song? Listen to this real quick. Hold on.
Beyonce,
Hold on.
Joe Biden.
Wait, hold on. Let's get it going. I love it. Rotate. Oh, wait, roll.
Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce.
Lord have mercy. Kamala could never. Okay, even with all those rappers, she couldn't make a bop like that one. Okay. I'm telling you, it's all type of songs in the MAGA mixtape. Listen to this one, y'all. Hold on. Let's bring it back. Rotate.
To the MAGAs on the right. They know I'm beating Kamala. This race won't even be tied. Her policies are nutso. She's out her goddamn mind. She just repeats the same thing, regurgitating her life.
That one is called Borders Are. Lord have mercy. So anyway, I say that to say that MAGA is really catching its own vibe. And that's how we have to really know and understand that what's happening right now is God. This is what God wants for us. This is what God needs for us. This is how we are going to save ourselves. No matter where we go in the city or in the country, rather, whenever you tell people that you're from Chicago, they're like, wow, we know what you guys are doing in Chicago. And that is so awesome. That is so amazing. Like, you guys really inspire us. So just keep on pushing the message. We got another caller. Let's see. Welcome to Black Excellence Hour. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, P-Ray?
What's going on? Who are we speaking to?
Well, this is Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Listen, I have a little short backyard garden. It's not much. It's just a little something. And one of the things that I did grow me some collard greens. And I happened to wash them in the bathtub. Wash them in the bathtub because I want to cook me some booty greens. I want to cook me some booty greens. Yeah, well, you already know the tip of that. But as far as Kamala, I would say Kamala, whatever. This lady is, she'll say anything at this point to get in the office. She'll do anything or say anything to get in the office at this point.
So I would say definitely do not trust that. Do not trust that at all. And my whole thing was, if you think about it, I came of age. The very first person I was aged to vote for was Harold Washington when he was going for congressman, and I voted for him as congressman. And then from that point, I started looking into politics as it was to support me on the things that things that affected me directly. And then as time went on, of course, I voted for him as mayor for twice. And I guarantee you, somewhere down the line, you're going to find out probably about a good 50 years from now that somebody put something in his coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. My whole thing is that now there's if you look at Dr. Claude Anderson, he had the whole concept. I bought all 5 of his books, and I bought 5 of his books, all 5 of his books for my brother and for my brother-in-law, and sent it to them because my brother actually was fraudulently put in prison. And while he was put in prison, he did 29 years in prison. He's out now.
Amen.
And he got out by those kids of the Innocent Project. They got him released because they were looking for a tall, light-skinned guy with long hair. My brother was short, dark-skinned, and bald-headed. So, and now he's getting a lawsuit. He did 29 years, man. He just got out about a good 2-3 years ago. And of course, anyway, the whole thing is this. I'm a little inebriated. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just focus. Focus. It's okay. We can ride this journey with you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. The whole thing I wanted to say is that Trump was not a racist. He was not prejudiced. He was not all this other stuff that they putting out on him before he decided to say, I'm running for president.
It's true.
All of the things that they put up, everything that they're putting up against him, everything fell through. It just came, I just saw the thing with, excuse me, I just saw the thing where when they went to the Supreme Court judge of state Supreme Court, talking about the lawyers were begging pretty much for them not to be losing their licenses for going against a candidate against their anyway, they got to give him his $300 million back.
Oh, you mean in New York?
Yeah, they got to give it back because they're going to lose it. They were begging not to lose their license. Pretty much, they were begging not to lose their license. They, the judge asked for three or four different precedents that they were going after, because when he gave them 2 hours on one, 2 hours on the other one, and 6 hours on the third one. And that's when the judges decided that they're going to have to pay him back his money. They're going to have to give him his fee back, his money back.
That's why he the Teflon Don. Nothing stick.
Well, all of the stuff that's coming up against him is BS anyway. It's all BS. That's why it's not sticking. It's not sticking because he's the Teflon Don or because he got great lawyers. It's not sticking because all of it is BS.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is BS. All of it is BS because they came up with Russia collusion, and that found out that that was all BS.
That laptop from hell was real. I was telling y'all that too. Nobody be listening to me. Remember, we did show after show after show about laptop from hell and Burisma oil and gas. We broke that down all the way from the beginning, from even before I remember, sir. Jim Crow Joe was on his way to Vienna and they were having this meeting about what they were going to do with Ukraine. And I said that Sunday night, y'all, Jim Crow Joe about to go to this meeting in Vienna on Tuesday. If this don't go right, we gonna be in the middle of World War III. And then he went to the meeting, and then the next time I got on the radio, I was like, damn it, Joe, damn it. I told y'all Joe was gonna mess it up. Now look, we got billions and billions and billions of tax dollars spent on World War III. They did this on purpose.
But P-Ray, I actually saw the entirety of that, the contents of that video of what was on that laptop. It was on Rumble. I saw the entire contents of what was on that video. And this dude he's weighing, it was heavy ounces of cocaine. Or crack cocaine on scale. And why the hell he videoed it, I don't know. But it was actually on the video. I saw a video of him whacking off with prostitutes. All of that was on Rumble. Whether they took it off or not, I can't say. I don't know if they took it off, but I actually watched that with my own two eyes.
Is it true that Malia Obama was on it? Or they just made that up?
Huh?
Did you see Malia Obama? They said that Malia Obama was on it. Okay.
It's supposed to be Judge what's his the judge that did the interview with Candace Owens. He said there's 3 videos, 3 laptops, but I saw the one. And I watched it in its entirety for 3 hours. I actually watched that video.
Yeah,
it was him. He actually came. His face was on there. He did everything, and this was not computer generated. It was him in a drunken hyper stupor. He was screwed up high.
Well, that's what the Russia hoax was based on. The Russia hoax was based on the fact that they were saying that laptop from hell was a Russian hoax. That's what all of that was based on. And look, it's all true. I actually think that Jim Crow Joe is going to pardon his son before he leaves. That's going to be like his last act.
Of course. That's why Ford never won re-election, because he pardoned Nixon. He never won the re-election because he pardoned Nixon. The folks got pissed off because, and actually, he's the only president that was never elected. He was, he got a bump up from senator to vice president to president. And then he pardoned Nixon, and he was never elected again. He was never elected, I should say.
Oh, you just told me something.
But anyway, I'm not going to take up most of your time.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you go and finish out your show. But I love you, girl. You actually will turn Chicago red.
Amen. I receive that.
Thank you. I'm telling you, Chicago is going red. I promise you. Folks will when they go into the voting booth, they're going to go in purple. They say, yeah, I'll vote for Kamala, but they're going to vote Trump. I promise you. I promise you that everybody I talk to is talking Trump, and that even the ones who saying that they are going to vote for Kamala, they said they actually voted for Trump. They voted early. So when is the last day of early voting? Do you know?
No, Oh yeah. But I gotta wrap it up, so I gotta let you go. But I do want to tell you, when you go vote, take 3 people with you. We need everybody to take 3 people with you, because it is time to do what we gotta do. Thank you, Michael. With that being said, the music is about to play, because we are coming to the end of Black Excellence Hour this week, y'all. We gotta make sure that our people get to the polls. Everybody knows what we have to do. Just encourage one another. I don't know I know that I'm going to get my car cleaned out tomorrow. And when I get my car cleaned out tomorrow, it is going to be so that I can cause I have some music. When I get my car cleaned out, it is going to be so that I can transport people to the polls back and forth in my little black car. This is a serious matter, y'all. It is very, 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 very important that we get our people out to these polls. Make sure you tell people nobody will know how you vote. Just because they have more registered Democrat ballots than registered Republicans does not mean that those Republicans are not going into the ballot to vote for Donald Trump. Everybody is voting for Trump. The move for black folks right now is to vote Trump. If you vote for Kamala, you are a damn fool. You got low self-esteem and you are an enemy to the American people. If you're going to vote for Kamala, just stay at home, vote for the couch. But everybody else, go vote for Trump. It is MAGA time. It is time to save America. Do what you got to do so that we can keep America great, make America great again. Love yourself, love your ancestors, love your country, and let's rock out. Mwah. See y'all later.